Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a journey that honestly transcends sports. We're looking at the literal blueprint of sheer human willpower to understand exactly how far relentless drive can take you. Yep, we're talking about the Cristiano Ronaldo story. So, what does it actually take to achieve true immortality in sports? Is it just raw talent? Maybe a bit of luck? Or is it, an absolute obsession with perfection that most of us can't even comprehend? Today, we're breaking down the exact elements that forge a true legend. Okay, let's dive into this. The gap between a young boy sweeping streets on the isolated island of Madeira, sharing a single tiny room with three siblings, and becoming a billionaire, five-time Ballon d'Or winner, that gap is just astronomical. How do you even bridge a gap that wide? Well, that's exactly what we're dissecting today. Here is how we'll trace this phenomenal path. First, origins and the Madeira struggle. Second, the Manchester United crucible. Third, the peak at Real Madrid. And finally, a legacy of longevity. Section 1. Origins and the Madeira struggle. This journey begins far, far away from the glamour of professional football, starting with absolutely nothing on the island of Madeira. We're talking about genuine scarcity here. But you know what? That hardship built a terrifying internal fire. Get this. At just 15 years old, his dream was almost entirely extinguished by a racing heart condition. He literally required laser heart surgery just to safely play the game. And the crazy part? He was back on the training pitch within days. For him, failure just wasn't an option. Now, what's really interesting about his specific brand of discipline is how early it showed up. It was this unwavering commitment required to transform raw potential into absolute greatness. When he left his family at just 12 years old to move to the Sporting CP Academy in Lisbon, people constantly told him he was too skinny. His response? He started sneaking out of the academy dorms at night to work out with weights strapped to his ankles. Let that sink in. That is the daily, non-negotiable choice to just outwork everyone else. Section 2. The Manchester United crucible. So he arrives in England with this raw, undeniable talent. Basically, a skinny teenager with spaghetti hair and, let's be honest, a real penchant for unnecessary stepovers. But talent alone doesn't create legends, right? Manchester United was the forge where, under the tough love of Sir Alex Ferguson, he underwent a staggering physical and mental transformation. Those grueling training routines turned him from a lightweight winger into an absolute powerhouse. That strict professional discipline totally channeled all those early struggles, marking the true beginning of his ascent. Section 3. The peak at Real Madrid. Let's move to Nimes and see how this builds across the eras. We start with the early era, escaping poverty in Madeira and making that terrifying leap to Lisbon as a kid. Then we move through the middle era, forging that insane physical strength at Manchester United. And all of that sets the stage for a record-breaking 2009 transfer fee of £80 million, launching his peak era at Real Madrid. You can see how each phase meticulously prepared him for the intense pressure of the next. So the crucial point here is the unprecedented success and the records. He didn't just participate in La Liga. He fundamentally rewrote the record books. The stats are honestly mind-blowing. We're talking 450 goals in just 438 appearances for the club. That is literally more than a goal a game over 9 years. He took that discipline forged in Manchester and completely unleashed it to secure 4 Champions League titles in 5 years. It's a level of dominance that pretty much defies mathematical logic. Section 4. A legacy of longevity. Reaching the mountaintop is one thing, but staying there? That requires a complete synthesis of 4 core pillars: overcoming early struggles, maintaining unmatched discipline, amassing records, and ultimately sustaining unprecedented longevity. That 4th element, it's driven by an almost fanatical dedication to his recovery. We're talking about a strict 6 meals a day diet, highly regulated sleep cycles, and actually installing a cryotherapy chamber in his house just to ensure he was still outjumping defenders and scoring crucial goals well into his late 30s. Because becoming one of the greatest footballers in history requires supreme intelligence, not just physical effort. As he aged, he naturally lost some of that explosive pace. But instead of fading out like most players, he completely reinvented his game. He transitioned from a flashy wide winger into a highly efficient, clinical striker operating strictly inside the box to preserve his body. It's a true testament to his elite footballing IQ. He adapted his entire style to ensure his unshakable place in sports history remained permanently intact. We've just analyzed a roadmap from having absolutely nothing to rewriting the history books, built entirely on relentless drive. So what monumental goal will your own discipline help you achieve? Think about your own Madeira and your own peak. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, keep growing, and I'll see you next time.